contest. I don't know what the judges were thinking. Donovan Mitchell had a very, very, very good dunk contest. But to me, the one he did on over his kid and Kevin Hart, and he got him kneeling down. Yeah, that was it was nice, but I don't think he should have got as high of a score that he did. The one where Vince Carter, now he is not as tall as Vince Carter, so it is amazing that he was able to do that, and he wasn't able to he wasn't hanging in the air like Vince Carter did. But I still think on that dunk, he got a 50, I think, for that dunk. He should have got probably a 46, if you ask me. It was a good dunk, but Larry Nance Jr., he took I don't know if people really realize how hard this is. He took the basketball and dribbled it off the backboard and caught it again and then dunked the ball. I think he got robbed. I got robbed. That should have been a win for me. I'm going to go ahead and mark it down as a win, a moral win. But I'm going to go ahead and say Larry Nance Jr. should have been the dunk contest winner. Tiffany Sports and Hills feels different. She said dunk contest was garbage. Jelani, what dunk contest were you watching? Laugh out loud. Tiffany, it wasn't a classic, but it was a lot better than some of the other ones that we've watched. I think you would agree with that. Like I said, most of the guys, they made their dunks, for the most part. They weren't trying it. And when I say, made their dunks for the most part, we've seen guys out there that's trying to throw it off the backboard and they're trying to time it right. And it takes them 4, 5, 6 times, to do that. And then you're just like, you know what, man, we know what you're trying to do, but it's old now. It is old, And Tiffany Sports Hill said, first of all, you only had 2 people judging who can actually dunk. What the F up with DJ Khaled and Chris Rock doing judge dunks? And don't get me started with Mark Wahlberg. Now, I will agree with you on that, Tiffany. I just, when they had the judges, Chris Rock, and I'm doing the thing with my hands right now, like Chris Rock when he be talking to you. Chris Rock. When the last time has Chris Rock dunked anything beside a donut? And I'm just like, Chris Rock, Mark Wahlberg, yeah, he did compete in the MTV Rockin' Job back like 15 years ago. And then DJ Khaled. Now, how can you hate DJ Khaled? But it's like, come on, y'all. You mean to tell me out of all the people that was in the arena that night, you couldn't find 3 more people? So Tiffany, you are right, on that. They could have did better with the judges. I didn't like the judges, on that. But it happened. Donovan Mitchell won. He had a pretty good weekend, if you will. But I still think Larry Nance Jr. should have won that. Now, last thing but not least is the actual All-Star game that went down. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now. I am going to tell you, before I do that, I said we're going to touch on some stuff, that was tied into this. So I'm going to go ahead and ask it. I mean, people have been asking it, all night, but I'm going to ask it on this show. I miss Fergie's national anthem. I came in at the end. And when I say at the end, I mean where she was getting ready, to go in, in the home of the brave, and all that stuff. And I thought, I said, you know what? I must have missed something because I was like, something don't sound right. Something don't sound right. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, maybe it's my ears because I'm not a great singer. So maybe I just don't hear. But then I started seeing all the, the tweets and the stuff on Facebook, and social media. And then I go back and I watch it. It was different. I will give you that. Now, here's the thing about it where, Fergie, if you don't know, go back. But everyone was clowning Fergie for her version of the national anthem and was saying it was horrible. And the fact that, people like Draymond the facial expression Draymond Green had, I don't know if they timed that just right and that was going on at the time where Fergie was singing. But he was just like, what are we doing? But here's the thing about something like that. I get what Fergie was doing. She's going different. This whole NBA All-Star game was different. We'll get into that in just a second. But the only thing is, if you're going to go different, you have to nail it. It has to, because you're being compared, when you do stuff like that, you're being compared to Whitney Houston during the Super Bowl. You're being compared to Marvin Gaye when he did his version. I mean, it's folks still out there, that is smoking a cigarette after that. So to me, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't horrible like people, made it to seem. It was just different, and it was just like, it was some things that I just didn't understand. And maybe that's why, I was kind of looking at it like, what? But Fergie, according to everyone else, took an L last night. She would not be a Big L award recipient. Look, she tried something different. It just didn't work, with majority of America, at this point. Now, the other thing that did not work was, before I move in, I saw Angry Black Man. He said that Fergie is being compared to Roseanne and Carl Lewis right now. Well, first off, let me tell you something, Angry Black Man. Maybe I'll give you the Roseanne thing. There is nobody that can beat Carl Lewis at this point with his national anthem. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen this, you go Google it, Carl Lewis national anthem. I mean, his voice broke in half, and he got the nerve to say, I'm going to make up for it. No, you not. You only get one shot, and that's it. And when he started out like me. He said, oh, that's exactly how he sound. Just like that. I knew he was in trouble once when he came out with that. And I said, Carl, don't do it. Get off of it. Get away. Run. Just step away from the mic. Turn on the lip sync. Whatever you got to do. But no, Angry Black Man, I'm not going to let you get in here, saying something like that. You cannot compare that to Carl Lewis. That was horrible. I mean, horrible. In my Stephen A. voice, that was horrible. Yes. Now, this All-Star game, I mean, going into the All-Star introduction, it was a musical, basically, ladies and gentlemen. It was a theater show, that I was lost because I didn't know, I didn't know if I was watching Glee or what was going on, because Kevin Hart was out there talking about, getting the jersey, being an all-star. Then Riggles come out there and he saying, you don't understand what it's like to be, an all-star. And then they go into all these, bringing out Queen Latifah, Ludacris, and, Jamie Foxx rapping. I was totally lost on that. And I just don't think it worked. I just don't think it worked. It was... I think what would have been better is if they had went with the same thing, but made it more hip hop. And what I mean by hip hop, because Queen Latifah was out there and Ludacris was out there, they're hip hop. But what I mean is, you hit them with something like, a Nas type, a Papoose type. Something where I'm going to give you this work about the grind, Black Thought, something like that, but it was like, whoa, what High School the Musical, I didn't get it. I didn't know where they were going, with it. The intros, people felt different. I don't think they were too bad, but I think a lot of people, I see, the whole thing about Kevin Hart, maybe doing too much or anything. He did get off some good jokes, about people. And maybe people just don't want to see, the intros being done like that. But me loving comedy and everything, I didn't really have a big problem with it. I laughed at a lot of the stuff, that he said, about the players, at that point. But I get what people are saying. They're just like, look, just do the intros, man, and let them start the game so we can go ahead and watch the game. So I get that. Now, getting into the game. Or halftime. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, I told my wife I thought the halftime show was over, and then people started, gyrating again. And I said, okay, now it's over. Then people started dancing again. The music stopped. The music actually stopped. And I said, okay, now I can get up and go down to the kitchen. Well, the music started back up again, and I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is going to end or not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause it, go to the kitchen, come back, and then, finish it up, So yeah, the halftime show, was a little different. I did like, seeing NERD, in there, and the dancing at the end where the lady, she came out the truck and she had the mean mug on and everything. I think that was, cool as well. But, I just didn't know when the song was going to end. So I was lost, on that. But more importantly, the All-Star game itself was a very, very, very good game. I enjoyed it. I did take another L because I went with Team Steph, and Angry Black Man went with Team LeBron. Team LeBron won 148-145. LeBron was the MVP with 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, as he should have done. But the biggest thing I told y'all, I said this on Friday's show with Cooking with the Microwave. I said this on Wednesday's show. I just wanted a good game. I wanted them to not treat this, as, you just woke up in the morning and you're just shooting around and everything. And they did not. And I said, I didn't want it to be, a playoff game, and we didn't get that. That was awesome. We got defense. We got hustle. We got people trapping people. They trapped James Harden at the end. Those plays came back to bite Team Steph. They trapped James Harden at the end of the half when they got a basket off that. They trapped Steph Curry in the corner. I mean, it was, you had foul shots. People were in the penalty. Like, wow, we actually really watched the basketball game, but we still got the highlights, that we wanted. We still got the pull up threes that we wanted. And it worked. It worked. The guys looked like they had fun. They looked like they were locked in. It was for a good cause. $300,000 was on the line, for a charity, for the winners and everything. It was a success. Now, the only thing that would probably make this better, and LeBron said it, is that maybe instead of picking 3 weeks ahead of time, if you really want to go playground, the night before, go ahead, everybody be on the court, and then they start making their picks just like you do, like you used to do in the park, on that. But I thoroughly enjoyed the All-Star game, and it went down to the last minute, and it was a really, really, really good All-Star game. It will make me want to watch it again. So we are almost at the end of the show. Got a couple more things we're going to talk about. We're going to take a real quick break, and then we'll come back. We'll touch base on that and maybe read some of your stuff in the chat room. You listen to the Wait a Minute show with your man Jelani JB Bodie. Lopan is still not back, so whatever it is, it is. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, and we will finish this up for my man Chief Rocker that's coming in. You'll hear him right now.
This is number one Chief Rocker Jersey Vern on a Recap Monday doing his recap show. We're going to talk about sports, entertainment. We're going to have call interviews, on the spot calls. This is just a show that will bring nothing but passion and joy and understanding to all the listeners on the Two Live Stews radio platform. The number one Chief Rocker, Jersey Vern.
Yo, what's good? This is Trey Frazier. This is the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Make sure y'all tune in to us every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time.
He's the brain of operations.
I'm telling you right now, book it!
And him, he's along for the ride. But together, they bring you sports like you've never heard before. The Wait a Minute Show, a new way of discussing today's trending sports topics. And now, back to the show with your host, Jelani JB Bodie.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's your man, Jelani JB Bodie. We're going to finish up this thing strong here on the Two Live Stews Radio Network. So, I'm just gonna touch on it real quick, and Big L and some of the other folks are already touching base on this in the chat room.